PowerPoint, the presentation view can be adjusted while you edit your presentation. See how to resize the size of each display section to change the amount of space taken up by each element on your screen. You might want to change the size of the slide pane, and therefore the size of the thumbnails of your slides. To do this, move your cursor over the dividing line between the pane and your main slide interface. When it looks like a double-headed arrow, hold your click, and drag your cursor towards the right to increase the size of the pane. And then you can lift your click, and you'll see the thumbnails appear much larger. This might be useful if you want to see more clearly what's in each thumbnail. If you hold your click, and slide your cursor towards the left, and then keep going, you can close the pane altogether. And if you want to expand it again, click on the expand button, and then you can resize it as you wish. You can also change the size of the note section depending on how many notes you need for each slide. To do this, click on the Notes button in the status bar. Here I can see the Notes pane, and to make it bigger, I'm going to move my cursor over the divider line, hold my click, and drag my cursor upwards. You can also modify the size and location of the Comments pane. So for example, if like me, you've activated the Comments pane by clicking on the Comments tool in the Insert tab, you can change its size by clicking on the Task pane Options button, and from the menu, select Size. This will automatically activate your cursor, and if you drag your cursor towards the left, you can increase the size of the pane, and if you drag it towards the right, you can make the pane smaller. And then you can click when you're happy with the size. You can also move the Comments pane. For example, click on the Task pane Options button again, and select Move. Your cursor will then look like the Move cursor, and when you slide your cursor towards the left, you'll see the Comments pane will become unpinned, and you can drag it and position it where you want it while you're editing, and then click once when you've chosen the position. If you want to pin it back, double-click on the Comments pane, and now it's pinned back. You can also simply close the pane by clicking on the Task pane Options button and select Close. You can also manage the display options for PowerPoint in the PowerPoint Options window. So to do this, click on the File tab, and in the File Backstage view, select Options from the menu on the left. When the PowerPoint option window opens, in the General section, you can scroll up to the top until you see the User Interface Options section. The first settings are for when you're using multiple displays. Optimize for best appearance is selected, so this means that your text and images will look sharp on your screen, and this is done automatically. If you don't want that to be the case, and you want to select Optimize for compatibility, you can select that option if you wish, but you'll need to restart the application to do so, and you might find that some text and images will be blurry. Below that, you have the option of not seeing the mini toolbar when you select text. If you don't want that to be the case, for example, click on the checkbox button to remove the checkmark. The option below that is to see a live preview of an option before you select it. I'm going to keep that option selected. And finally, you have the Screen Tips Style option. Click on the drop-down menu button to choose whether you want to continue to show feature description in Screen Tips, not to show feature descriptions in Screen Tips, or not to see Screen Tips at all. I'm going to leave it as Show Feature Description in Screen Tips because I think it's useful to have an idea of what tools do. I'm just going to click away, and I'm going to click on the Advanced section in the PowerPoint Options menu on the left. I'm going to scroll down to the Display section. You can configure your PowerPoint display options. For example, you can decide how many recent presentations to show and whether you want to see a number of recent presentations to be able to access them quickly. If you want to do that, click on that checkbox button. You can also choose to see shortcut keys appear in Screen Tips, see the vertical ruler, etc. And the last option will allow you to choose the default view when you open your PowerPoint documents. At the moment, the view saved in the file is selected, but you can click on the checkbox button to see the menu of different options. I'm going to keep it as the view saved in the file so that each time I configure the interface or view, that will be the view that I see when I open my PowerPoint document. I'm just going to click away, and I'm going to save my settings by clicking on the OK button bottom right. So in this video, you've seen how to adjust the presentation display view with PowerPoint.